Let's review how to get through a polygenic inheritance problem. Remember that polygenic inheritance is when several alleles are going to contribute to one phenotype, which means there's going to be a large variety in these phenotypes. In our example, the dominant allele is going to produce growth hormones that affects a person's height. Recessive alleles are going to produce an ineffective protein, which makes the person shorter. So basically, the more dominant alleles, the taller the person is going to be, and the more recessive alleles, the shorter the person is going to be. Our question states, what are the chances that somebody with, and you can see the two genotypes here, have a person with at least 3 functional growth proteins? Now, this looks really complicated, but I can assure you we're going to make it a lot more simple. Looking at those two genotypes between the A's, B's, and C's, we have for the first person 4 different allele combinations. Remember that you need 1 letter from each genotype, 1 from the A's, 1 from the B's, and 1 from the C's. And for this first person, there are 4 different allele combinations. For the second person, there's only 2 allele combinations, which makes our lives a lot easier in this case. Now, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our Punnett square. However, we don't need to have every single allele combination. We just need to have all the different ones. So our Punnett square is only going to be a 2x4. Now, this still looks complicated. But remember, the question's only asking how many functional growth proteins will be in each person. And those functional growth proteins are dominant alleles. So all we have to do is count the number of dominant letters that are going to be present in the offspring. For example, this offspring is going to get 2 dominant letters from this side and 1 dominant letter from the top. So this offspring will have 3 functional growth proteins. You don't really need to know that letter combination. We can write that down, but it's going to take a lot more time. All we need to know is how many dominant letters or capital letters they're going to be. So our Punnett square is going to look something like this. And it makes it a lot easier for figuring out this question. We just now have to count the number of boxes that have at least 3 functional growth proteins. And there are 4 of them, which makes our answer 50% because 4 of the 8 boxes had at least 3 functional growth proteins.